Today is Saturday, March 1st, 2026. My name is Rob. I'm just kidding. Okay, first of all, April Fools. It is Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 as I'm recording this. That was for Catherine and Evie and a few others that give me a hard time about getting my dates wrong. April Fools to you. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 steps and 12 traditions. Today out of the big book, we are on chapter 6. In action, we'll read 78. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on step 11. We'll read page 100. And of course, we'll read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this morning, my friends. You know, I always couldn't stand April Fools. People pinch you if you're not wearing like a certain color, or maybe that's St. Patty's Day. I can't remember. Or all the pranks that you get. And I'm as gullible as can be. I always was. I'm like, oh, really? No. And some of my friends growing up had a really dry sense of humor, so they could lie very well. And I was definitely an easy target. But anyway, happy April 1st, everybody. Another brand new month ahead of us. But the nice thing is, all we got to concentrate on is the 24 hours ahead and all the potential pranks that might be pulled on us today. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. All right, my friends. So if you recall from yesterday's reading out of the big book, we've been spending some time talking about step 8 and getting ready for step 9. And in making our amends, it said here on the bottom of 77 yesterday, under no condition do we criticize such a person or argue. Simply we tell them that we will never get over drinking until we've done our utmost to straighten out the past. And I love this line. I've heard this a million times in the meetings. We are there to sweep off our side of the street, realizing that nothing worthwhile can be accomplished until we do so. Never trying to tell him what he should do. So we are going to go ahead and read page 78 today. In 9 cases out of 10, the unexpected happens. Sometimes the man we're calling upon admits his own fault. So feuds of years standing melt away in an hour. Rarely do we fail to make satisfactory progress. Our former enemies sometimes praise what we're doing and wish us well. Occasionally they'll offer assistance. It should not matter, however, if someone does throw us out of his office. We have made our demonstration, done our part. It's water over the dam. Most alcoholics owe money. We do not dodge our creditors. Telling them what we're trying to do, we make no bones about our drinking. They usually know about it anyway, whether we think so or not. Nor are we afraid of disclosing our alcoholism on the theory that it may cause financial harm. Approached in this way, the most ruthless creditor will sometimes surprise us. Arranging the best deal that we can, we let these people know that we are sorry. Our drinking has made us slow to pay. We must lose our fear of creditors no matter how far we have to go, for we are liable to drink if we are afraid to face them. Perhaps we've committed a criminal offense which might land us in jail if it were known to the authorities. We may be short in our accounts and unable to make good. We've already admitted this in confidence to another person, but we are sure that we'd be in prison or lose our job if it were known. Maybe it's only a petty offense, such as padding the expense account. Most of us have done that sort of thing. Maybe we are divorced and have remarried but haven't kept up the alimony to number 1. She's indignant about it and has a warrant out for our arrest. That's a common form of trouble too. And we'll find out what we can do in these situations tomorrow. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on step 11. Saw through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for the knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. And yesterday on page 99, we talked about the St. Francis prayer and how we can look at that prayer and use it as a source of meditation. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more on page 100. As though lying upon a sunlit beach, Let us relax and breathe deeply of the spiritual atmosphere with which the grace of this prayer surrounds us. Let us become willing to partake and to be strengthened and lifted up by the sheer spiritual power, beauty, and love of which these magnificent words are the carriers. Let us look now upon the sea and ponder what its mystery is. Let us lift our eyes to the far horizon, beyond which we shall seek all the wonders still unseen. Ah, shucks, says somebody. This is nonsense. It isn't practical. When such thoughts break in, we might recall a little ruefully how much store we used to set by imagination as to try to create reality out of bottles. Yes, we reveled in that sort of thinking, didn't we? And though sober nowadays, don't we often try to do much the same thing? Perhaps our trouble was not that we used our imagination. Perhaps the real trouble was our almost total inability to point imagination towards the right objectives. There's nothing the matter with constructive imagination. All sound achievement rests upon it. After all, no man can build a house until he first envisions a plan for it. Well, meditation's like that too. It helps to envision our spiritual objective before we try to move toward it. So let's get back to that sunlit beach, or the plains, or the mountains if you prefer. And we will get the demonstration of that meditation tomorrow. "24 hours a day, April 1st. AA thought for the day. Since I've been in AA, have I made a start towards becoming more honest? Do I no longer have to lie to my loved ones? Do I try to have meals on time? And do I earn what I make at work? Am I trying to be honest? Have I faced myself as I really am? And have I admitted to myself that I am no good by myself, but have to rely on God to help me to do the right thing? Am I beginning to find out what it means to be alive and to face the world honestly and without fear? Meditation for the day. God is all around us. His Spirit pervades the universe. And yet we do not often let His Spirit in. We try to get along without His help, and we make a mess of our lives. We can do nothing of any value without God's help. All of our human relationships depend on this. When we let God's Spirit rule our lives, we learn how to get along with others and how to help them. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may let God run my life. I pray that I will never again make a mess of my life through trying to run it myself. Daily Reflection, April 1st. Looking within. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 42. Step 4 is the rigorous and painstaking effort to discover what the liabilities in each of us has been and are. I want to find exactly how, when, and where my natural desires have warped me. I wish to look squarely at the unhappiness this has caused others and myself. By discovering what my emotional deformities are, I can move toward their correction. Without a willing and persistent effort to do this, there can be little sobriety or contentment for me. To resolve ambivalent feelings, I need to feel a strong and helpful sense of myself. Such an awareness doesn't happen overnight, and no one's self-awareness is permanent. Everyone has the capacity for growth and for self-awareness through an honest encounter with reality. When I don't avoid issues but meet them directly, always trying to resolve them, they become fewer and fewer. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading, and some great stuff as always. Gosh, I don't know which one to talk about today. Well, the daily reflection, since it's fresh, meeting problems head on, right? At first, when I did these steps, that was very foreign to me. I was still so fearful. But when I finally shed light, especially when I did my fourth and fifth step, when I finally shed light on some things that I had wrestled with all my life, and there were some of the resentments I had toward others and toward myself. When I finally shed that light on that with my trusted friend, actually my unofficial sponsor, all of that fear dissolved. But just like the daily reflection says, I need a daily or sometimes weekly or yearly cleaning. Of course, there's a spot check inventory throughout the day or the end of the day inventory. But sometimes I just, and this podcast has helped tremendously with this, but I need to go through all the steps again, just to remind myself, because those 7 deadly sins, I still have instincts that are not in line with God sometimes. And I've got to rely on trying to live a life of integrity every single day. And when I slip up, here's the point I'm trying to make. When I slip up, here's what I used to do. Rob, you're a phony. You're a fake. It's just a matter of time, man. You're a fraud. You don't deserve the life you've got. See, this AA stuff, man, you've been tricking yourself for years. That's the old me, how I would react when I slip back up into whatever 7 deadly sin you want to throw in there. Here's me now. All right, Rob. Okay, we made a mistake here. Let's figure it out. Why do you think you did it? What's the root cause? Do you need to talk to someone about it, somebody you trust? And if you do, okay, who's that person? And when you talk to that person, they pray with you, maybe hold you accountable in a loving way. And then after that, buddy, maybe pray again. Figure out what you can learn from this experience and try not to do it again. And if you need to make those direct amends, make them. Don't waste any time, man. Keep going. As a matter of fact, just like yesterday's reading, going up that hill. Even if it's at a crawl sometimes, when you stop and you look back, you can see all the progress that you've made. The point I'm trying to make is just attack it head on, but you don't have to beat yourself up about it. That wastes time. That's not constructive. That's a waste of time. Just like regretting things from the past that I can't change. When I'm dwelling on all the things I can't change, I'm wasting my current time today to be of service to somebody else. And then when I'm of service to somebody else, guess what? I feel peace and contentment. That's a byproduct of that. It's crazy. But quick example. One time, I had a conflict with a coworker, and I was dealing with an issue, and he caught me in the hallway, and because of my poor hearing out of my left ear, I thought he said something completely different, something really rude right in front of me and this other person. And buddy, it was in the morning. This was years ago. That flew all over me, right? And in my mind, I'm thinking, man, he just disrespected me in front of a bunch of people out of nowhere. And I had 2 options. I was new to this particular job, and he had been there for a while. And I thought, do I want to say anything? Like, do I want to call attention to this, or do I want to let it go? But I knew me. This is before I became sober, I believe. I could have let that fester. I could have used that as an excuse never to have a positive professional relationship with this person. Or I could talk to him about it. Not confront him, not attack him, but talk to him in private, man to man, and say, hey man, what was that all about? Did I do something to offend you? What's my part in this story? So sure enough, right around lunchtime, I decide, you know what, I'm going to deal with this directly. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So I go up to the guy, his name is Kenny. I go up to Kenny and I say, hey, I noticed that you said this to me in front of these people. Did I do something to offend you? And he's looking at me. And I said, what? What is it? He's like, what are you talking about? I said, I heard you say X, Y, and Z to me in the hallway in front of these people. And I was a little surprised because you and I never had any issues before. And I thought maybe we could iron this out right now. He said, no, Rob, I didn't say that. I said, blah, 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 blah. I don't remember what it was now. And then we just kind of laughed about it. And we like shook hands. And Kenny and I ended up being really good friends. But the point I'm trying to make is, if I didn't deal with that directly and try to do it in a respectful way, I would have held on to that resentment for a long time. Maybe even got in my head and go, you know what? Maybe there is something wrong with me. Maybe I don't fit in this particular job because this guy here clearly doesn't like me. He said this about me and he's been here for a long time. If I hadn't just dealt with it directly, I would have thought all these things. But by just doing it directly, no big deal, trying to be as professional as I could be about it and objective as I could be about it, we found out, man, this was just a huge misunderstanding. And we still laugh about that situation today. So sometimes when we shed light on these things that we think are such a big deal, and we just tackle them directly, honestly, we realize it wasn't near as scary as we thought. That's that false evidence appearing real, right? This is all stuff I've had to learn the hard way. But anyway, my friend, I want you to know that if you are sober today, you're a miracle, and I appreciate you so much. And if you're not sober today, I hope you know that you're a miracle as well. And today could be the very first step toward change for you. All it takes is honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness to try to reach out for help. And there are countless people that want to help you. We've got your back. We love you, and we'll love you until you learn to love yourself. That's what happened to me. It's a beautiful thing, this fellowship and this program. And lastly, I want to say thank you so much for all the emails, the Spotify comments. I enjoy those every morning. I would name a bunch of y'all, but I'm afraid I'd leave somebody out. But you know who you are. Thank you for always checking in. It really does make my day. I've got this little app in the mornings and I get these notifications when somebody leaves a comment. It's usually like, good morning, and thank you for being here again. And it helps me. I've said it a million times. Y'all are helping me more than I'm helping you. And it's the honest to God's truth. Hand on the Bible. I got one right over here. But my friends, if we're given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.